my God, he's so guapo. And cariño.
Stay away. Always tell the guy, you're very lucky. You know, because you should know that.
God, we are in that state.
You can't say that.
No? No. Okay, let's start again. Last one. Roe x Mesdyven.
So today we're with Manuel and Sandra, the founders, the two of the three founders of Mesdyven. Obviously, we're missing one more person. Do you want to tell us who is missing today?
We're missing Dula today,
Dula.
our co-founder and her
Best friend.
You all started the brand together?
Yes.
we did.
Okay. So obviously there are a lot of questions that I want to ask you today, which I've been very excited about. But let's just start with the brand because I want to understand the story behind the brand, and I think our viewers do as well. So what was it that made you guys think, considering you started all together on the same day, that you felt like was missing in the fashion world that you wanted to start your own brand?
I think it was a different perspective that was missing. It was not really products or another brand because there's thousands of very good brands. So we are not in need of another one, but I think it was a very different perspective, a way of living and expressing yourself, which we thought was missing. And through Mesdyven, we could like fill that space.
And what was the moment where you thought, okay, like this has to exist? I just want to like go back to that day where you thought, okay, this brand needs to exist. Like, what's the process? How did you come up with the name? And I also want to know what the name means and how exactly you pronounce it, because like it's a very interesting name.
Mesdyven?
Mesdyven.
Mesdyven?
Mesdyven.
Mesdyven.
All right, so I mean, it goes back very long in time. The idea came up around 2017, 18, where I was still living in Switzerland, and I wanted to go that direction. I was like quite sure about doing a brand and calling it Mesdyven. So the beginning, let's say, of the whole thing was the name actually, because it represents kind of my personal background, which literally means between two places. So I grew up in Switzerland to Albanian parents, and being in that contrast, or like always between two places, made me be in a very specific position where I felt like I had to decide either between one or the other world. And I think throughout the process I felt really comfortable in that in between, and this is, I would say, where the brand, where the meaning and the brand really comes from, like being in that in between and finding confidence.
And would you say naming the brand this way and having that meaning, is it a way for you to like reconcile those two worlds you are from? Or
I think nowadays, more than my personal two words, I really see it as a space which I can give to others that resonate with that place. And I think we are quite successfully being able to do so, because there has been a really good feedback. A lot of people who are in between two worlds, not only geographically, but living in between two worlds, having two jobs, living one life and the other, and that in between, I think, defines the person very well.
They even text us sometimes on Instagram and explain themselves that they are between two worlds somehow. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. Do you think you have, by doing this, healed some part of yourself, or you just like learn how to live between these different contrasts?
That's a very good question. I would say it balances them. It's a way you would not have to choose either one or the other world, but you would take the best of each world, and I think it's a very good balance.
And also, like, you know, having Albanian parents, like growing up in Switzerland, that's a lot, and it's so different. It must be really difficult to have to combine all of this, but at the end of the day, having like learning how to combine that, because I don't know, if we go back to your childhood, how you felt. Did you grow up in Switzerland from when you were a kid? Okay,
I
so
was born in Switzerland.
Okay, so do you feel your Albanian origins, how did you grow up with that part of yourself? Did you feel more that or more Swiss, or like how was it?
That's really difficult to express because I grew up very traditionally Albanian, I would say. So my parents came to Switzerland around with 21, 22 years old. So obviously they came with a very different mindset. So they were seeking safety, a more like a better life, let's say, because for them it was post-war. So I think they came with a very different mindset and lifestyle. And of course they try to give you kind of that tradition on your way, and at the same time you have to like learn the Swiss part and that other life, and like growing up with friends which are not Albanian, which are maybe Swiss or whatever. So it is difficult in the beginning because you try to find, let's say, a personality, or to build a personality out of both traditions, which is not always easy. And I think that specifically defines my person nowadays. I think for a very long time I felt like I had to choose like either the Albanian or the Swiss side, and I think now I'm able like to balance both of them.
I think also coming and visiting your showroom and actually like touching your fabrics and like trying it on. Actually, I'm wearing full you guys right now. And also coming from a background of fashion myself, and Camille is like a witness to this. Like every time I go to a shop or whatever, I can just look at something. I can know if it's good or not. Like the lining, the fabric, how it's like hanging there. Like I can just tell. Is it gonna look good on me or not? I don't even need to try it. Everything I tried in here, like it just sits so well, and there's quality, and it's like very elevated, which I think brings me to my next question. Like, how do you actually build a brand that feels so high end and elevated without making it feel like cold, like unreachable, if you know what I mean?
I think the fact that it comes from persons, which is maybe a weird way to say, but in the end, when, or at least my feeling kind of is, there's so many luxury brands which are huge. There's big teams behind it. There's huge budgets, and I think it feels very different. And you can really see if a story, I would not say made up because it would be wrong to say that, but if it's genuine, if it's authentic, if it's personal, if there's a feeling behind it. And I think this is in the end what we really do, what we focus on. There's always a feeling and an intention behind everything we do, behind every product, every choice, every campaign. I think there's that one specific feeling we want to evoke. So I think maybe that's hopefully what you felt.
No, it's interesting because when we, like I said, we got to know you before we got to know the brand. So we obviously are already biased, like we can feel your energy. And then when we come here and we see the clothes, it's like you kind of connect, and then obviously you told us your story and so on. So it really does make sense. So, and also I'm a big sucker for a good story behind a brand. Like if I love the story, I'm just going to be super loyal to the brand. Like I can imagine not wearing your things. Like it's just a part of, being a Roe girl now. So I just love that. And for me, yeah, like I said, story is everything. And the way that you express yourself, I think you can really feel it's super genuine, and just the name, explains so much. And I didn't know what the name meant. But when I started researching about you, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, before we move on to the next things that I had prepared, I actually wanted to know, like, okay, so you are in 2017. This is obviously pre-COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you all doing? Like, how did you meet? And like, what is each of your jobs at the time?
Do you understand?
Yes. I was working before, in COVID, I was working manager of influencers.
Okay.
So it's what I was doing in COVID and until now as well. And also I was working in retail before, in luxury brands. So I have this background of retail. I was working for Versace, Armani, and a lot of luxury brands in sales. So I was used to be working in fashion. And then I meet Manuel. So
So wait, don't skip anything. How did
Okay.
you meet?
Well, this happened after. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh wait, so the brand was before the relationship.
No.
no,
O sea,
no. I mean, not really.
Manuel
The idea
came to Barcelona to study fashion
Okay.
after COVID.
after
Okay.
COVID, and we meet here.
Okay.
So I knew what he was doing and what he wanted to do in this life,
Yeah.
and that he had a dream and everything. So we start to date together, and then it became the brand.
So then you get to know about his dream, and you're like, man, you can do it.
I want to
Right.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that also goes back to what you said about building something, and putting in the, what would you call it, genuinity into the brand. It really does require another person. In your case, you're lucky you're three,
Yes.
and you're very close.
Mm-hmm.
So you all have the same vision.
Exactly.
And I think that comes across the whole brand, because sometimes if you're all alone, it can be harder, because then, and it's an external person. Like, let's say you hire a creative director of Dior to help you, for example, and then you have to explain to him exactly your vision and what you have in mind. It's not easy for the other person to understand, right?
Definitely.
In that case, I think it's a bit different. I think he has a dream. He had a dream, and I followed the dream. I never had a dream to achieve, and I trust in what he's doing and what he wants to achieve and how hard he's working and everything. And when he was explaining me about that, I thought, let's do it. I trust in what you have in mind, and I'm here to help. So let's make it. So the vision and everything is more that we are following you of what you have in your head, that what I want, or because I trust totally in what he has in mind.
Of course, but that also requires you to trust in his talent.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't really believe in his talent, you would be like, I don't know. Yeah, you go ahead. I'll keep working on my own job. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because without that, you don't. I mean, yeah, it does require.
Bueno, y también porque te admiro mucho. And I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Not just in a relationship that we have as a couple, sino porque trabajando juntos, creo que admirar lo que haces is something that make it.
So you admired always what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I was watching one of the other podcasts called AB Talks, and he said something very interesting in that conversation. He said that he thinks, in a relationship, the most important thing is not only loving someone, but to liking that person. Because he says, yeah, love comes and goes, but if you really like that person, you can hang out with them 24/7. You have fun, you have banter. So I think that's important, like that you actually like him, you admire him, you respect him. All these other things come, because love is so easy to break. So, and then you just it's like love or hate, right?
Yeah.
Without all the other things, like how could you? I mean, also, this brings me to my next question. Like, where does your relationship end and your work begin? Like, how do you even separate that from each other? When you're doing the same thing, hanging out, I'm guessing, together 24/7.
Yes.
I mean, it's not easy.
No,
It's
not
definitely
easy.
not easy. I mean, it would be a lie if we would say this.
Yeah.
Pero lo llevamos mucho mejor de lo que la gente espera, ¿no?
I think we handle it really well.
Really well.
Obviously, there is up and downs. There is a lot of moments of pressure, a lot of hectics. Everything moves fast, so it's not easy to fit in your personal life, and sometimes there's actually no space for personal life.
Yes.
But I think we are starting to learn to like really separate personal life and work. And I think part of it is also because we are three, because our team is growing, we have first employees. So I think all of these little parts make it easier.
Yes. In the beginning, we were at work together, but then at home, we were talking about work. We were maybe after dinner, we're still working together, and it was a bit impossible to separate that. But now is what you are saying. We are be able to separate a bit. Of course, at the end of the day, you are talking about work anyway, but because it's our baby somehow.
Yeah.
But we are like trying to separate a bit, like do plans together, respect a bit the times and everything of each person in an individual way. And I think that's important to support each other and still working well together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's not the easiest thing. So what would you say you have learned about each other through this process of like building something together that you maybe wouldn't have learned if you were only romantic?
I'm learning every day about you.
Yes, that's true. It's like an ongoing process, I would say.
I'm learning. Aprendo a ser mejor persona en diferentes maneras contigo. Trabajando contigo, estando contigo como pareja, aprendo a ser mejor en muchos aspectos. Learning about him, but I'm learning to be better person
Through him.
through him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it gives you, I mean, you obviously grow together in a way. You learn maybe that the base of everything needs to be respect, that you learn how important communication is.
The empathy is very
Empathy,
important.
and me, what I'm learning about her is how patient she is. Because I'm not a patient person at all. I want everything now. And she handles that really, really well. She's, I think, incredibly skilled in what she does. She's very well in connecting and
Thank
finding
you.
solutions, and I think this is something I really learned about you.
Thank you so much, baby.
No, that's so beautiful. And I'm guessing also, that Sandra for you is probably also like, part muse, part a mirror, and also like your biggest supporter. And when
Yes.
I say that, how do you feel?
I'm so proud. I think we are for each other. I think he's home. It's not just Mesdyven, he's home. I know that when we are together, we are a team, we can rest. When he's 50% and I 60%, 30%, I'm the 60%, like we try to balance each other. When I'm stressed, he knows that is my time to like take care of me, to be better, y creo que al revés yo también lo hago. Si estás estresado, voy a estar aquí dándote support. We try to not discuss or take the things too hard.
Personally,
Yeah. But I think, I mean, it's not only that we try, but it's luckily in our nature that we really have an amazing relationship personally. And I think this gives an amazing base, like also for a professional life, because we don't discuss, we get along very well, we are best friends in the end. So
you like each other.
Yes,
we
and
do.
I think he has a very nice valores.
Valores?
Sí. Creo que tiene muy, muy buenos valores y los plasmamos en la relación y creo que nos entendemos a la perfección en muchísimos aspectos. I always say that I'm very proud of the relationship that I have.
So, like you were saying, for you it's very important that you have the same values.
Sí.
Yeah, and you really respect him for having those values.
Exactly.
And you relate to that.
Yes, and also it's important to know where you are going together, because maybe I have a vision of life that is not the same that you have in the same point of this life, and we know that at the end this is not going to work. But if we have the same values to treat well each other in the relationship and also see that the way that we are taking is the same to achieve our goals, you know that this is going to work forever.
Yeah, I think that is one of the most important aspects of any relationship. Like if you're not going in the same direction, it's like if you're like kayaking and you're two people, like if he's doing this and you're doing that, like what's happening?
You're gonna be doing sides,
or you turn. So I think the most important thing is that you are like going in the same direction.
Yes,
right? And then you reach there, and then imagine you have like double power because you're, or triple power.
Triple, because Duda is not here, but is here.
Exactly. So it helps to have people who like believe in you, and you all have stake in the company. You care about it. And also, I was gonna mention to what you said before about like always thinking about work, whether it's like through dinner, through lunch, breakfast, coffee, whatever. Always talking about it. But isn't it true? I don't know if you can relate, but if you love what you do, it doesn't really feel like work because you're like so into it, you know?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we work 24/7. We talk about work 24/7, but
Yeah.
in the end, it's our dream. It's
Yes.
our vision for the future. So
Yeah. It's
it
like
just feels,
everything for you.
it just
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
like you're working on life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a job.
Sometimes we are like not talking about work for a while, and then he comes with another idea.
idea.
I have an idea, and then I'm gonna say that idea, and then we can still we can back to.
Yeah. No,
It's funny. It's funny.
yeah, no, I can understand that. So one thing I wanted to ask you, like, I understand like there's probably a lot of pressure because you know like your whole life is in here. You have no plan B. This is your plan A.
Exactly.
Right. So when pressure enters, like the pressure of your business enters, how do you protect the love? You know, considering like everything is.
Let's think about that.
Let's think about that.
Our love is protected because I'm not gonna get damage our relationship in any aspect. Like, and if it's work, we are gonna try always to handle. Doesn't matter what is the situation, we are gonna try to find a way. And I'm always strong in that point to be able to remember that we are fighting for it, and our relationship is something that somehow is together, but somehow is separate, and that we are working.
So you would say like love comes first over anything, and then it goes across all the other aspects of your life.
I think nowadays it's more difficult to separate work from our personal life than personal life from work. I think it doesn't really interfere. Our relationship is protected whatever happens, and I think we're completely able to separate it. I think we don't translate the pressure of
No, in a relationship, no.
No, we don't. Absolutely not.
No.
Obviously, there's days you take it home and the pressure is there, but it doesn't really interfere in any way with the relation.
So what would you say is the most beautiful part of working together without like romanticizing the whole thing, you know, because like you said, there are a lot of challenges, you know, there could be a lot of things, and maybe the way that you build your relationship and your foundation is so strong that it's easier for you compared to other people. But like, what's the most beautiful thing you would say about this union?
I mean, we get to spend the whole day together. We're 24/7 together.
Yes.
I love that
and
answer.
and that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working together on our life dream, let's say.
Yes.
There's nothing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
splits it. So
Yes, but when the things are going well, I don't know, sometimes when we do like a very good campaign that we exactly did the idea that he had in mind, and everything, me and Dudan is not here, but she's so excited when the things turned very well, and when we say, okay, we did, doesn't matter what in that moment, we are really happy all three, and we see each other that the things are going really well, and that makes me very happy.
Well, I think we can all in this room relate to that. Yeah, it's the highs when you get the highs and you put down exactly what you had in mind. Like there's no better feeling than that. I think deep down, anyone who's entrepreneurial, they know there is no other way for them. You know, like I've always known that there's no way that I can continue for the rest of my life working for another company, and it's something that I've always known, right? And I also remember when I had my first internship after university, like I went home and I cried. I was like, oh my God, is this it? Like, is this it? You know, because like we watch movies, we see all these things, we romanticize, we're like, oh my God, you know? But now we get to build the companies that we really wanted, you know? So now we can like hire people, include them in more things, make it more fun.
You are doing amazing, I have to say.
Thank you.
I told you a few times, and I follow you before meet each other, and I swear the things that you are talking is not, you can find the difference between what you are doing and another.
Yeah, somebody actually asked us like, who's our competitor? And we were like,
and you don't have it.
You don't
have it. That's amazing.
Yeah, we managed to like cave out our own little niche, you know, and it didn't happen overnight. It was like a process, right? And it's funny because what we build now is something that we've like wanted to do for a long time, but we didn't like. Sometimes you know what you want to do, but you don't know how you're gonna get there, so you forget about it, and then suddenly you're on that direction, and you're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
there you know how they say when you want something, like desire it, but like don't be desperate because you will get there eventually.
Definitely.
Like it's the power of detachment. Okay.
Totally.
And also, I have to say that since I follow you, you are keeping the level. You know, that's so important in another like
Yeah.
magazines or whatever. You
Yeah.
are keeping the level so high all the time, and I really like
We
it.
are always trying to like level up all the time.
How you look each other.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
No, honestly, it's just like when you know who you are and what you want to do with your life, you do really feel guilty of wasting time.
Yes,
Mm.
definitely.
You know? So yeah, when you get on the right track, and that's when you're like, oh my god, I've been dreaming about this, so you
Yeah.
get to live that. So I totally understand, like, not wanting to have any plan B where you're like, I know exactly where I'm
There's a
going
plan A.
and I will make it work no matter what, So
Definitely.
yeah, we can definitely relate to that. Oh, okay. I have a question that I've been very excited to ask you. Okay, this is not so personal, but I want to know your answer. So, do you think people dress for who they are or who they want to be? You can both answer if you want. What's your
I would
take?
say both,
Sí,
Yeah?
definitely.
depende de la persona, sí.
See, I mean, I would say there is clothing that helps you to become who you want to be, let's say. So I definitely think both. I mean, I think it depends on the day, on the mood, on the occasion. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
it's
do you
hard.
think
It's a
about it?
tough question.
Sí,
Yeah.
es que,
Yeah. I think, you know how they say, like, fake it till you make it?
yeah.
So there are sometimes moments where people are like, oh, I need to dress for the person I want to become. So I think there's also that. But I think hopefully as we evolve as individual people, we change a lot. Like
Yeah.
when I see pictures of myself with some clothes, I cringe. I'm like, how?
Me too.
Like how?
Everyone.
How? And then I'm thinking, will I look at what I'm wearing now and be like, dude, in like 5 or 10 years, like, do we even know? And sometimes no offense, but when you're like walking on the street and you see someone wearing something, or you see something hanging in the shop, you're like, who buys this? But it could
It
have
can
been
happen.
me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ago,
yes, that's true.
I mean, I
So-
think people nowadays are more open to experimenting, I would say. In general, I would say I'm noticing that also when we get asked like what is a trend forecast or what do we see from here in a year, what people would wear, I think people are really open at the moment towards fashion in general. They're experimenting, so there's probably some good days and some bad days where you might cringe, but I think it's okay to try new stuff, to find your personality also in the way of clothing, because I would say you would feel the most comfortable and the strongest when you really dress who you want to be and you really define your personal style.
Yeah, because in order to dress who you want to be, you also need to figure out who do you actually want to be.
Totally.
So I think right now with so many trends and social media,
Yes.
it's so easy to get like caught up in all of this stuff. And also, I don't know if you watched this show called Love Story, where
With
did you watch it
Love
with
Story.
Caroline Bassett and JFK Jr.'s Love Story?
Yes.
And suddenly after that, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Calvin Klein or Caroline Bassett style,
Sí.
whatever." But like we've been wearing that stuff, and we were like, "What the fuck? Now people are gonna steal our style because suddenly it was like the same skirts that we have in our closets, and the same like minimal tops or whatever." So then, and I hate to be someone who wears the exact same thing as other people. Because I don't know, it just, you want to be unique, but at the same time, it's so difficult because you get so influenced with like social media or what you see. And sometimes you see something online, you don't like it immediately, but then you see it so much that you're like,
Say,
it's not so
maybe,
bad."
Make it
maybe
work.
can work.
Yeah, exactly. So when you were putting together how exactly you wanted the brand to be. Like, how did you come up with this? Like, what was it? Is it because it's you guys wear it, or you're bringing, like, my dream one day is to create a fashion brand of exactly the things that I want to wear.
Okay.
You know, because sometimes I swear, like, I have exactly what I want in my head, and I'm going to look for it outside, and I never find it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, I need to build something where I will, you know, and then also like consider shapes. Like, for example, she can wear something and it looks super good on her, and then I put it on, it just does not look good. You know, so I'm like, we need to consider shapes as well.
Yes,
because,
this is
you know,
important.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a very big part of personal style
Yeah.
that goes into it, and often when people see the brand for the first time, they often say that's completely you. And sometimes I don't know in which way to take it, because
Yeah.
I'm not trying to create something that is me, but I think the personal background and all the phases I've went through life just go naturally into the
Yeah.
brand. So taking this with something that works commercially, because in the end it's a business,
Yeah.
and you try to make it fit on as many people as possible. So like creating that balance, I think what worked really, really well, and we completely resonate with the style. We love
Yeah.
it. We only launch what we personally love.
Yeah.
So this is really important
And
too.
also when they try the clothes, I think everybody say the same. I mean,
You definitely
how do you feel when you wear
feel
Mesdyven?
something.
I have to say, I feel very powerful.
This is the word that
I
everybody's
feel
saying
like-
when
Remember when I wore the suit?
yeah.
I was like, whoa, you know, like it's just, it brings out a bit more like my bossy side, you know, and I think that's also why I liked this type of style, because it just, you know, and also I remember when I was working for my ex company and I was going to the office, like I would always, because people are very casual, which is fine. But sometimes you just want to be yourself, and you're like, you know what? Just because you're casual doesn't mean I
have
be
to come
casual.
casual to the
Yeah.
And then
office.
of course you stand out, you know. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Like I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. If I want to wear a suit today, I'm just gonna wear it. If I
Totally.
want to wear a tie today, I'm gonna wear it. And I remember the first time, like I went with a white shirt and like a black tie. I got so many like comments like, "Whoa, like what's happening? Is there a special time?" Like, we're alive. That's it. Like a reason enough, you know.
Totally.
How
To,
crazy.
yeah. So like it's very casual. And then it's funny because wherever me and her end up in whichever company in the past, it's like we would always start a trend. Like we would dress as we do, and then people would start to like also want to dress up.
Yeah.
So I feel like you also give permission to them to feel like, hey, you can. And then you see suddenly other girls starting to wear heels, skirts, you know, and like a bit more. Yeah, so I think that's also something that I like, that you can influence other people in a good way.
Yes.
Too, you
Totally.
know?
When they come to try the clothes here and they say exactly what you are saying now, that they feel powerful, and also you are, I mean, we help to make the outfits and how you can wear it depending of your, I mean, your shape or whatever. I think that the feeling that they are saying that they feel powerful, that they love
Yeah.
it, for me it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a hype, I swear.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And also I think another thing is that for me, the older I get, the more I realize, like, yes, I like a certain style, but it has to be comfortable. Like, I'm
Sí.
not compromising on
Yes.
comfort.
Yes, no.
And that's why when I tried, like, I've tried so many things already, I was like, it's just, I can be in my home, in my sofa, and still feel comfortable in this outfit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Because sometimes, you know, you wear something, you go out, and then you can't wait to get home to get it off. Because
Yes.
you're like, either the fabric is like, you know, strangling you, or like the fit is or here. So I think that's also one important.
And also it's art clothes that you can use in different occasions. It's not that you use for one specific occasion and that's all.
Yeah.
You can mix with another stuff, and you can wear it in another occasion. It's in a totally different outfit, and are like pieces that are gonna be in your wardrobe always. That is not gonna be just for that season or for that specific trend that is now going on TikTok. I don't know.
Exactly. It's like if you want to create like your capsule, you want like these classic timeless pieces. Like for example, that shirt. The reason I love it is because I sometimes I have a shirt that I fall in love with it, and I don't care how much it costs, but I will wear it for maybe 10 years because like it goes with
Definitely.
everything. I can mix and match and like do whatever with it, you know?
Totally.
And it still looks timeless. I think building something timeless is
It's
like also like these leather jackets.
insane.
Someone will buy it and then they will wear it for like years, you know, and
Yeah.
then their kid will find it in their closet, be like, oh my god, I want this, you know what I
In
mean?
the end, it's the intention of everything we do.
Yeah.
Mm.
We want to give this longevity, and I would say all choices that we make, from fabrics to trimmings, everything is thought in a way so you can wear it in different occasions, so it lasts for years and years,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel like it's outdated or it's too fashionable. I think there
Yeah.
we try to balance them in a way so you can really feel comfortable wearing it throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
That's true.
Are there any plans of like expansion
In which sense?
in like in your, let's say, portfolio? For your
Yes,
designs?
obviously, yeah. I mean, in the end, we are not only building products, we want to create a whole universe, which definitely goes into different categories. Hopefully, we'll be able to go physical some point, to start creating first physical touch points so people can really experience the brand, they
Yeah.
can touch it,
Yeah.
expand into new product categories, try. I think the most important thing is to stay curious, to keep experimenting, and to really try to give that complete feeling. Whether it's a new denim or you go, I mean, we try to cover a lot of categories. I was lucky enough to bring that experience, to usually work in total looks where I would go from accessories to outerwear to tailoring. So we were, let's say, we had a very good base of creating a complete collection from knitwear to shirting, tailoring, and hopefully we can go into accessories at some point, because I think it would just extend what
Mm.
Mesdyven really means, and complete that wardrobe.
Yeah. And I also have to say, when we went home and opened the box, it smells really nice.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was gonna ask you, what the hell is the smell? Because remember I told you last time that I have a very sensitive sense of smell.
Yes.
I was like,
I,
oh my
I
God.
even guess you're perfect when you
Yeah,
just arrived.
exactly. Yeah.
So
So it smells. So you have to tell me what kind of perfume you use. So I guess that would also be something really cool, you know, to have a
Yes.
fragrance.
You know, it's funny because the brand actually started with the idea of clothing, but then
yes.
throughout the process of trying to actually launch the brand, we developed the first prototype of a bag, we developed
Yes.
the prototype of a perfume.
Perfume, yes.
So I think the idea of Mesdyven, and hopefully we get to that point very soon where we can let everyone experience that. It's a lifestyle, it's a complete world.
Yeah.
So every detail matters, be it from the
From the-
sense of the
From the
packaging.
packaging, the colors and the fabrics, everything, every
Yeah.
detail.
I mean, we really, everything we do comes from us, so we do everything internally, we do all choices, and I think all of them are done very, very intentional. So you would recognize a Mesdyven button, a Mesdyven zipper, a Mesdyven lining. It's really recognizable.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of this whole thing is the fact that we also touched on a little bit that it does come from you guys. It is your taste, your style, and you care so much about it. And I think that also goes back to the fact that how important it is sometimes to find people with the same vision and who cares about it the same exact way, you know, because then you really have attention to details.
Totally.
You can't let anything fall through the cracks. Like you really care, you know. Like God knows, I work with people where they just want to clock in and out, and then they're like, "It's not my business. Who cares? Whatever,"
Yeah.
you know. And it's sad. And then you meet like really great people who want to be a part of the business, and they start caring about it like it's their own.
Yes.
Like those are the best people.
We have,
Yes.
I mean, not just Duda, also Lorena that is
Yeah.
working with us.
Yeah.
And it's insane how she feels the business as her business and how involved is in everything and how hard it's working. It's crazy when the people trust in what you are doing, and that's so beautiful.
And it really like pushes you to continue, because I'm often, I get home and I mean, there's obviously days where you get home exhausted, you're tired, there's a lot of pressure, and to have someone which is working for you, to sometimes feel it even more than you feel it is just amazing, because it pushes you to get better every day, to get bigger, to continue even when it gets a little harder. So that's amazing, and we were lucky enough to really find those people.
But I also think the only reason why that happened is because you are transcending that energy, you know. And again, it goes back to your talent as well. Because if the people around you see your talent, they're like, they see the vision. They're like, I know exactly where this is going. So yes, it's for you as well. It's their belief in the company, but also it's personal as well. They're like, I want to be on the ship because I know where it's going. You know, and that's important. And then of course you guys have to keep going at it and kind of keep the same direction, you know.
Totally.
The same way.
Yeah, because again, it also ties back to responsibility. The more people you hire, the more the brand grows, the more responsibility you feel towards your, you know, your clients, your employees, everyone watching, you know. Because of course, the same way we have people who love what we do, there are also people who hate what you do.
Yes.
So they're watching harder than the others. They're like, oh, I want to see, like, where is this going? And I feel like they manifest things faster for you because negative energy is always stronger, you know. So yeah, you kind of feel that pressure. You have to keep going. Also, you have to prove to yourself that you can do it.
Totally.
Because without self-belief, like, you can't get that far.
Yeah.
You know, so it does require some, like, internal compass, knowing where you're going. To understand, considering we're sitting in Barcelona right now and this is your showroom, do you feel building the brand in Barcelona instead of like in the traditional fashion capitals like, I don't know, Milan, London, New York? And do you feel it gives you a bit more creative freedom compared to it? I mean, I understand that the Spanish um fashion, like, I relate to that a lot because I love like a lot of the Spanish brands because I feel like it's still super minimalistic, but there's still a little bit of edge. Do you feel that also transcends to your brand, or what's the reason why are we here?
I think maybe this goes back to the personal path, I would say,
Yes.
of life. With the move from Switzerland to Spain, I came for fashion studies. So I think it was clear that this would be my first touch point in fashion. And it's funny enough, the decision to come to Barcelona was actually made based on what you're asking, because I was obviously between different cities. I applied also in London, in Paris, and I had the opportunity to choose between London and Barcelona. And I think my decision came very fast. And maybe it was because of this creative freedom that I felt, also because I wanted to be in a city that really energizes me, that inspires me, that is big but maybe just small enough so you don't get overwhelmed by the city. And I mean, of course, I stayed for love in the end, which is a fact, and
Maybe the best decision of your life. I mean,
for sure.
I was asking him outside when you guys were coming, and I was telling her, this is his girlfriend, by the way, she's coming over there, and asking him, don't you feel lucky every day you wake up and you like scored this goddess? And he's like, yes, I do.
I do.
You should. When you imagine the future of Mesdyven, do you feel you're building a brand or you're building a world?
Definitely a world.
Yeah. I think it ties back to what you were explaining before, you know, like expanding the portfolio or the categories, and like you have fans now waiting for more things, you know. I also think when, again, regarding the storytelling, like when you fall in love with the story and you understand who's behind the brand, it becomes so personal to you. It's like suddenly, like, even if I didn't know you but I knew your story, it would become personal to me because I'm like, these are good people, you know. And then you want to like support, you want to like become part of the brand's identity.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
So the more things you like release, the more things like people who want to support you or support the brand wants to have, you know. So I think it's also like, yes, you can do it because you want to, but you also owe it to those people, you know. Like if I want to smell like Mesdyven, you know, like maybe you should produce that, you know what I mean? Like
definitely.
it's like there comes a point where you're not just doing it for yourself, but there are actually people who want it and want to be like a part of it.
totally.
Yeah,
And I would say, if 10 years from now, if you would ask me to define success of the brand, I think this is exactly where I would want the brand to stand. So it could be completely detached from us personally and resonate with these people, be it in the creative sense or in a personal sense, to make them part of it.
Yes.
So do you imagine at some point in the like far, far, far future that you are like detached from the brand and then you hire maybe another creative director or something like that? Do you imagine that? Or
Honestly, I couldn't at the moment. I just think even though I really design or create for the wearer, I think there's so much personal impact that goes into the brand, and I would not feel that Mesdyven is what it is if we were not there.
Yeah, that's true.
100%. Because then it just becomes a business.
Yes, I think so. Or maybe I think it would lose its meaning, actually, because since there is so much personally going into it, and the fact that is based in between worlds and
And all
between
the
where
meaning
we
and
come
all the
from,
story and everything.
yes, I would say it would really lose its meaning.
Yes. Last question.
If your younger self was watching you today,
Okay.
what would they think or feel? And you can both answer the question.
I think I will say the same for both. I think that they will be very proud. He's very humble.
Imagine you when you are a little girl.
Yeah.
You're like 10 years old. Like, for example, my younger self would look at me and think, oh my gosh, she's so cool. I want to be her. You know? What do you
For
think?
sure.
Yeah, the little you would feel when she sees you walking outside or she sees what you created.
I don't know.
Is it sweet? Really
Probably the thing of what you are saying, no?
She would look up to you, for sure.
Sure?
Yeah.
It's probably extremely proud.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
No,
think so. I
Of
mean,
course.
I am probably personally right now at the point of life where I always wanted to be. I think we often don't realize.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you.
Because you're busy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, everything just moves so fast. You know,
Yes.
we got an office here in the 7th floor, and we often don't realize we have an insane view. We have people working for us. We are
have
Me
to be-
living right there.
Yes, you are our neighbor. We are so proud of what
Yeah.
we are doing. And I think that kid will be proud as well. I think if that little Manuel that was in Switzerland trying to find his way, I think he will be proud. And I'm so proud to be on that way, helping you to achieve what his little kid was thinking about.
I just wanted to say at the end, thank you for inviting us into your world and like explaining everything. Like we really do appreciate it, and I think I speak for the both of us when I say this. And we also want to support you, obviously.
That
Thank you.
is mutuo.
Thank you so much as well for having us and for having this conversation and giving us space to share it.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your story.
And also because we love what you are doing, so we are very happy to be part of the process of each other. God, that I swear.
She's like, shut the fuck up. I can do this better.
No, okay, let's start again.
You can't say that.
No, no se start.
Men, they don't get enough compliments.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't. If my youngest me